Alright, this is a video on the history of the Impaler. I bought this car in 2011. I saw it on Kijiji, and I kept looking at it day after day after day. So I phoned the guy up, talked to him on the phone, told him my whole life history of Chevy Impalas, of my first one in 1976 that my dad bought me out of Winnipeg. It was the SS 283 buckets console, gold with a black vinyl roof. And now about 35 years later, I have this. Bought it from a guy in Moose Jaw. He had it on Kijiji, like I said. So I called him up, talked to him, offered him $5,000 for it. He said $5,000 is not enough. And then I said, how much is not enough? He said $6. So I had to go do some banking that week. And while I was there, they were more than happy to give me a few extra dollars. I phoned them up and said, consider it sold. I will come and grab it on the Saturday on the weekend. That was on a Tuesday when I phoned them. All right, now, the changes that have been done since I bought the car. Chrome valve covers, set of headers, a little detailing of the engine compartment with some braided hoses, and then some chrome wire loom that a friend of mine, Brad Graham, got me. You know, and painted every nut and bolt. Had the fenders taken off, doors, and the hood. They were sandblasted. I did the body work to them. I painted the doors and the hood and the fenders because after about almost 2 years in primer, everything that I did was starting to show bad signs once again. So I figured, well, all the work that I did, I had to cover it up. So I painted the doors, hood, and the fenders within the last year. I did the fenders and the hood last summer, and the fenders and the doors, and then I did the hood just a couple of months ago. I have a couple of videos of this car that I did, but I just wanted to do one sort of showing you the car and letting you know a little bit of history about it. I tracked down the original owner of this car, Jack Schiestel. He's out of Frobisher, Saskatchewan. He bought it brand new in 1966. I have a down payment receipt of $300 he put down, and I talked to him over the phone. I've sent him pictures of the car. And he was telling me that the day that he bought this, it was 12 o'clock noon, and he was sitting there with the owner of the dealership. And the noon bell went off there for lunch, and he stood up and he banged his fist on the table and said, $38.50, Jack said, sold. And then during one of my conversations with him over the phone, I said, Jack, why didn't you order this with a 4-speed? And he just kind of laughed. But yeah, it's great talking to the original owner of the car, and me having it now, it couldn't have fallen into a better person's hands than mine, because I love every inch of this car. I eat, breathe, sleep, dream, and shit this car. Love it. Be nice to your hot rod, because it'll be nice to you. I acquired new center caps at a swap meet here in Saskatoon, and then I bought some 3-inch beauty rings, and then had a friend of mine through another friend make those stickers for me. What's going to happen to this car is that this antenna is going to be gone. That's going to get filled in. We still have some work here at the bottom of the window, or on the sides at the very corner. We have water that leaks in there. That really sucks. That's going to involve taking the back window out. Trunk is in pretty good shape. Quarters have been replaced. They were like this when I bought the car. And Brad, the guy that I bought it from, told me that the person that did the quarter panels didn't really do a good job. Like, yeah, they're in, but they could use some monkeying around with. So there's still that to do. Of course, the roof and the trunk lid. And you know what? Yeah, I might be doing this in pieces, but it's what I can afford. It's what my budget allows me. If I had $1 billion like everyone else, yeah, this car would have been done a long time ago. Absolutely. But I don't have that. So to all my friends that keep bugging me about painting this thing, how about fork over some money and I'll have it painted and right as soon as you hand me the cash. But this is it. This is my beauty. I love this car, otherwise known as the Impaler. Oh, and you know what? We got to talk about the little jukebox system in here. We have a USA 630 radio, 240 watts. Has a USB stick attached to that. It's very nice. I have Kenwood 6.5 inches in the side panels there. I have Kenwood 6x9 4-ways. And then tucked in the back, I have in the trunk, I have the amp and all the other good stuff tucked away. There's the spare. It's all bolted down so you don't see the jack plate and all that stuff. But in behind there is the amp, the Pioneer GM 3500T or something or whatever. It throws out the power. Air valve for the air shocks. Yeah, trunk looks alright. There's my little mouse bags. Keep those little critters away. I'm gonna do sticky mouse traps this time. But anyways, this is it. Trunk needs a little bit of work. The day I took this car to work for the first time and had the boys come out to take a look at it, they looked it over and they asked me how much I paid for it, and they said I stole this car. And then like right here in the front fender, Jack, the guy, the original owner, just above or below right here, there used to be a round side marker light, and that was off of a 68 Charger. I asked him, I said, Jack, what was with the side marker lights from a 68 Charger on this thing? And he said, oh, I was bored one time way back in 1968 or whatever it was. And from an old picture that he sent me of this car sitting outside the same house he lives in right now in 1976, like I could tell that he had side marker lights in the back quarter panels, but like I said, these quarter panels have been changed, so that side marker light would have been long gone, but the 68 Charger ones were still left in the front fenders. But that's it. That's sort of like a history about the Impaler, what I've done to it. I've been asked numerous times already this summer of 2015 to sell this thing, and I've said no. This car is not for sale. It will never be for sale. It's a tribute to my dad, because he bought me my first one, like I said, a 1967 Impala SS, gold with a black vinyl roof. And now I have this one here and I'm keeping it. It's never leaving my sight. I love this car, always will. And like I said, be nice to your hot rod, because it is nice to you. Alright, that's it. The history of the Impaler. Over and out.